things that people like Peter Obi are saying is because if you don't rebut fallacies today, tomorrow they become facts.
All right, then. I know you've also been watching and seeing the intense effort by people in the opposition to coalesce with the singular purpose of unseating President Bola Tinubu in 2027. We have seen the visits to the former president, Muhammadu Buhari, by the APC chairman, the APC governors, the should I say PDP, Atiku, El-Rufai, and just a mix of opposition politicians now. And there are now speculations about a strained relationship between President Bola Tinubu and former President Muhammadu Buhari. How significant is the relationship between these two men, and how does it really maybe impact the politics of 2027?
Well, there is absolutely no straining of the relationship between President Bola Tinubu and former President Muhammadu Buhari. And how do we know this? Because 2 weeks ago, former President Buhari issued a statement affirming that he is loyal to the APC and to President Bola Tinubu, and that his relationship with the president remains intact. And he specifically disavowed Malam Nasir El-Rufai and said that Malam Nasir El-Rufai did not leave the party based on his blessings, and he is not involved in his leaving the party. So Nigerians should go and read that statement. A lot of what's been happening right now is because people like Malam Nasir El-Rufai did not get what they wanted. Malam Nasir El-Rufai wanted to be a minister. Unfortunately, the National Assembly rejected him based on security clearance. And because of that, he's been very bitter. He's one of the people who's been spreading this fallacy that President Bola Tinubu has been giving a lopsided appointments to people from the Southwest. Thank God for the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation that released a list, and it showed that no, that's not true, that the North, especially the Northwest, had gotten the bulk of the appointments under this current administration. And if you look at it, you know, President Bola Tinubu is running one of the most balanced governments, because if you take the Federal Character Commission, if you take federal character is not the only thing that you look into when giving appointments. You also look at population. So Nigeria has 6 geopolitical zones. The Northwest is the most populated part of Nigeria. We have something like about 27% of our population in the Northwest. And the Northwest has the bulk of the appointments under President Bola Tinubu, followed by the Southwest, which is the next most populated zone, which about 19% of our population, followed by the North Central, which is the next most populated zone. And then you have the South-South, you have the Northeast, you have the Southeast. So President Bola Tinubu has been balanced. These people who are coalescing, they've said it. They said they are coalescing to get power. They are not coalescing to build the economy. They are not coalescing for the sake of Nigeria. And it just shows that they do not even know how to control the narrative. You know, it's so unfortunate that Malam Nasir El-Rufai is saying these things and sponsoring people to say these things, you know, calling that, okay, saying that part of the people from the North that President Bola Tinubu appointed are Yorubas. It doesn't make sense, because are you going to say that these people who are of Yoruba origin, who are from the North, they are no longer Northerners? Because you are going to attack the very basis of political power in the North, which is one monolithic North, a hegemony. We've had Northern leaders. Sardana of Sokoto, when he was in power, his secretary was a Yoruba man from the North, Sunday Awoniyi. And Sunday Awoniyi, he had a nickname at that time. He was called Sardauna Karami, which means Little Southerner. That's to show you how in the North, they were not looking at ethnicity. They were looking at themselves as one monolithic North. So the question the North has to ask themselves now is that, is Malam Nasir El-Rufai's political ambition what destroyed that one monolithic North? Because people are watching.
All right.
You've got other northern minorities in places like, please, I just need to say this.
Go ahead.
You've got other northern minorities in places like Benue State, who through their language and their history and their culture, they are connected to the people of the Southeast. And they're going to be asking themselves, if people like Malam Nasir El-Rufai and others can be rejecting other northerners based on their ethnicities, one day, if a future Nigerian president comes and appoints us, these people will say, oh, we are not northerners. We are
I need to throw this in quickly before we go.
Has to be very question. Sorry?
I'm sorry. I need to ask this question before we wrap up. We're running out of time. I just needed to answer this. I watched an interview.